This guy Muhammad. I've got lots of hadith because I'm reading hadiths again. I'm cataloging them. I'm collecting them. So I'm gonna lots of funny stories to share of Prophet Muhammad. Have a listen to
Okay.
this one. We know Muhammad got injured at the so Muhammad got injured at the Battle of Uhud at the same time. So here's one story in the Battle of Uhud. The Muslims were put to flight, and the enemy slew many of them. So the pagans of Mecca, they were like killing Muslims left, right, and center, and Muslims were on the run. It
Oh,
was a
where's
day
Allah
of
now?
trial. Yeah, where's Allah now? No, but then now they blame the Muslims for giving up the highest spot at the Battle of Uhud, the Mount of Uhud, whatever the mountain's name was. It was a day of trial and testing in which God honored several. God honored. No. God didn't honor them. God was having the time of his life. He was
Laughing
having
with joy.
laughing with joy. He was he was laughing with joy as per this part, where God honored several with martyrdom until the enemy got at the apostles. So they got to Muhammad. I mean, this is one of the biggest turning events of history, I reckon. This
Yeah.
guy, Utbah bin Abu Waqas, I don't know whether we should reward him the first ex-Muslim bravery award, or we should actually punish him for not finishing the bloody job. Imagine if they had killed Muhammad. This religion would have died on its ass that
There
day.
and then. Yep.
There it is. That day, that would have ended. But again, you
That's
just
Islam
wonder.
nipped in the bud. Oof.
Yeah.
What a
What
different
a what
place
a
the world would be.
what a sad, sad day. But anyway, so what happened? So until the enemy got at the apostle, who was hit with a stone so that he fell on his side. He was, this is David versus Goliath kind of thing. So, that guy threw a stone at him. He was, boom, smacked in that on the head, and he fell on his side, and one of his teeth was smashed. His face scored, and his lip injured. So imagine that, how pretty Muhammad would have been looking at that time. Oh.
Yeah.
but more, the man who wounded him was the legend. The legend who wounded him was Utbah bin Abu Waqas. There was another Utbah bin Abu Waqas who later converted to Islam, but that's not this guy. Because Humad al-Tawil told me from Anas bin Malik, the Prophet's incisor was broken on the day of Uhud and his face was scored. The blood began to run down his face and he began to wipe it away. Look at this. Look at this sore loser.
He's about to have a
Utbah,
whinge, isn't he?
he's about to tell me, how can a people prosper who have stained their prophet's face with blood while he summoned them to their Lord? So he's blaming the Muslims. He's like, how dare you? You can't even protect me, man. Where about your God? Why can't he protect? So anyway, so the God revealed concerning that it is not your affair whether he relents towards them or punishes him for they are wrongdoing. But anyway, so Hassan bin Thabit said of Utbah, when God recompenses a people for their deeds and the Rahman punishes him, may my Lord disgrace you, Taiba bin Malik, and bring you a deadly punishment before you die. So anyway, this is Hassan bin Thabit saying that. You stretched out your hand with evil intent against the Prophet. You blooded his mouth. May your hand be cut off. But anyway, that didn't happen either. I think this guy died. Well, I don't know. He probably died at some point. Or even if he converted to Islam, even if it's the same guy, this punishment, like Muhammad, his hand didn't, his hand wasn't cut off. But look at the character of Muhammad. So anyway, so this is one instance when he got injured. Yeah. We all know this one. And
also, Allah didn't provide him with helmets. The Prophet is just getting like his face scored, getting rocks chucked at him.
Yeah, these people say that all the time. Yeah, the different versions. Some people say that he was actually, I don't know, maybe I created a false memory. Like there was a little boxing match and then boom, boom, he got punched around, he got punched in the face a couple of times, and then a helmet stuck in. When the helmet stuck in and he went further in, that's how he lost his incisor. So, but anyway, so that's one story. There's another funny one.
Helmet, yeah.
Well, like it wasn't really the modern helmet, fair enough. But the bigger point is, like, I mean, what kind of a prophet is it? He's just falling, he's just getting injured. But there's another funny instance.
Yeah.
This is Sahih Bukhari 378, but this is really funny. Look at this one. So once upon a time, Allah's messenger fell off a horse, and his leg or shoulder got injured. It's like,
What?
ah!
The guy is suffering left, right, and center.
So he fell off a horse. Nothing special about him, yeah? There's no hand of Allah came down. Oh, dear Prophet, here I am. You can't fall. You're my little cute little Prophet, yeah? You're my
Yeah,
favorite
no,
one.
exactly. Half the time, Gabriel doesn't show up for him. He's falling off horses. He's getting rocks chucked at him. He's getting rocks chucked at him in Taif as well.
Yeah, but here's a funny one. He swore that he would not go to his wives for 1 month, and he stayed in Mashruba, an attic room.
Embarrassed or something.
He's embarrassed. He hid in an attic room. He didn't, because you know what? Other men might not be able to ask him questions like, "Hey, what happened?" And then they would say, "Hey." Wives were on a different level of frankness. There was one wife who commented when Muhammad's son Ibrahim died. One of his wives said, "What kind of a man? Well, he can't be a real prophet, because how could a prophet not be able to save his son?" And then in Tabari, it actually said Muhammad divorced her. So that's another lie that people say that Muhammad never divorced any wives. So on that comment, so wives, and we also know wives asked him, "Hey, why are you having sex with your sex slave Maria Kiptia?" And then so wives could
They were onto him. They would obviously just do, yeah. They would,
Aisha and Hafsa. There's another instance when Aisha said, "How dare you? Looks like your Lord hastens
to fulfill your desires." Yeah.
Yes. So wives are on the next level. They could question. They could say, "Man, we can see through this. You naughty man. You're not a special prophet, aren't you?" So
Thank
that's
God
why
that none of them saw him actually fall off. Can you imagine then? Where would he run to?
So that's why, Nuria. That's why he was like, he didn't want to face his wives, because they would have been like, "What the hell, you limp son of a," like, why you fell off a horse? Your God didn't save you from this embarrassing. Let's just face it. Every time when someone trips, someone falls, we just laugh, isn't it? Like,
It's
all
a
these
human
very funny
kind of
videos.
like evolutionary instinct
it's like
just
when,
to find it.
yeah.
They're not
Even
hurt.
though sometimes those falls could be painful, I generally go like, "Ooh," but I always, there's some humor in that too. So Muhammad is embarrassed by, and Allah is not there to save his favorite prophet from embarrassment. So that's the reason why he said, "You know what? I'm not gonna go and see my wives, because they're gonna make fun of me." So instead, he hid in an attic room. Can you imagine? A prophet, a favorite messenger of Allah who came to deliver a final message, hiding in an attic room. So his companions came to visit him for a whole month, Nuria. This is like, everyone
He's
must
like
have been wondering,
hibernating, just laying low.
where did our prophet go? He's hiding in an attic room. So his companion came to visit him, and he led them in prayer sitting, whereas his companions were standing. So in some other hadiths, it actually says they stood with him. They sat with him, and in this version is saying that while he sat because he was injured, his companions stood. While he finished the prayer, he said, Imam is meant to be followed. So when he says Allahu Akbar, you should say Allahu Akbar. And when he bows, you should bow. When he prostrates, you should prostrate. And if he prays standing, if he prays standing pray, then you should also be standing. So after the 29th day, the Prophet came down from the attic room. So 29 days later, he comes down. And the people ask him, "Oh, Allah's messenger, you swore that you will not go to your wife for 1 month." He said the month is 29 days. He made up a month. He said, "Muhammad, you said for a whole month," but Muhammad would have been falling. He must have been feeling better. His leg might have healed, and he, like his other
he pep talked himself, got his confidence up a little bit.
and he might have been, feeling the need to, go to visit one of his wives. He might have been getting dirty thoughts. Who knows? So he said, "You know what? Let's just call it a day. Okay, the month is up."
Yeah, I mean, if you go around for, sleeping with all your wives in one night, and then you've abstain for 29 days. Man's going to be wanting
That's
to
a
get
lot for
back
Muhammad.
ASAP.
That's a
Yeah,
lot for
exactly.
Muhammad.
For the man that has the power of 30 men or whatever it is, that is a lot of control. So yeah, but also, Haris, it's just like this whole thing about like how important it is in Islam to follow an imam. Like the little things that we'd even get taught in Quran school, like when I'd go to the mosque in England, was that like if you are praying behind the imam, you know, sometimes as a kid you kind of just want it to like, can I 1.5, 2 times this? Like, let's just move this along, yeah. Especially the it's so long. I'm like, come on, places to be, people to see. That's so. But you're really instilled with this fear that if you say Ameen, or if you say anything before the imam does, they would actually scare us with stuff like you would turn into a monkey on the day of judgment and stuff. Like it was so important to not say something before the imam has said it, and to not little things like not lift your finger before he said this, and not get up from your like sajda, your full prostration position, to the one where you're just sitting on your knees. All of these things were bloody like policed and monitored with like harsh threats, like telling a child, oh, you're going to be turned into like a rat or a monkey because I've said a word like 3 seconds faster than the imam.
You're remember, and again, this, going back to Muhammad having these sexual urges, this guy was sexually very hyperactive. We've shared this hadith once before, and I think a lot of people remember this, but I accidentally found out it actually happened twice. So Jabir reported that Allah's messenger saw a woman, and so he came to his wife, Zainab, as she was tanning a leather and had sexual intercourse with her. He then went to his companions and then told them, the woman advances and retires in the shape of a devil. So when one of you sees a woman, he should come to his wife, for that will repel what he feels in his heart, meaning just go and have sex. So this is Zainab.
Beautiful words of wisdom, Muhammad. Thank you. It's beautiful advice.
Yes. Recommendation to the one who sees a woman and is attracted to her to go to his wife or slave woman and have intercourse with her. What about now, Imam Muslim? We don't have slave women now. What do we do? All right, we just have to settle with our wives. And Muhammad had multiple wives. We've only got one wife.
Poor
Some of us
Muslim
don't even
man.
have
Poor man.
but that's not the only time when he saw a sexy woman on the side of a road. It happened again. Look at this. So this is Mishkat 3108. So looking at a woman who is asked in marriage and an explanation of what may not be seen. This is whatever. But Ibn Masud said that God's messenger saw a woman who charmed him. Oh,
charmed him, you know. That could be footsteps. That could be talking loudly. That could be anything. Sorry, talking softly.
Yeah, talking softly. Yeah, as the Quran says, do not talk to men softly, for they will mistake it for you. I want you.
Yeah, it's as easy as that.
So the Prince Charming, our most handsome
Casanova here.
Yeah, Casanova. So this woman has charmed him, and he's like, what do I do? Should I bang her then and there? No. So he went to what was available at that time, Soda, who was making perfume. Like he always he's like, I think, why is it important? The first one was tanning leather. This one is making
stinky,
perfume.
Yeah. This smells nice.
I think but I think we're just taking it too casually. I think they are saying that the implied message is, even if she's busy, she's doing something, whatever she's doing, she must drop it. Drop it.
That's further reinforced with that your women are your tilth. Like,
exactly.
You know?
And
there's even a hadith that says even if you're on the back of a camel,
saddle, Yep. So that's why you would wonder, what's the point of including? Because it's very similar. One was tanning leather, the other one's making perfume.
In the company of some women.
Yeah. In the company of some women. So they left him. So Muhammad walks in. He's like, out! All you women, get the hell out! Sauda, drop it! Come on. Come to Papa. after he had satisfied his desire, he said, if any man sees a woman who charms him, he should go to his wife, for she has the same body parts that other women do.
Oh my days, this man.
What a man.
Gosh.
Yeah, I think today's show.
I think I'm Mohammed sex lifed out for today, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we've done.
I think we've had enough escapades from 7th century Arabia.
If you like these videos and want to support me in my activism, then you can support me on Patreon or PayPal. Stay free, everyone.